Good morning, East Leiden. Today is February 14th, 2020.
And we're here for your Eagles Update. In this update, we'll be diving into stories such as the Gaggle program, the U-Boat Teen Dating app, and natural spaces in the new building.
Hey Nick, have you heard about the book I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica Sanchez?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
Well, Leiden is having an opportunity to have a luncheon with an author and have a field trip to the Steppenwolf Theater.
That sounds like a great opportunity.
For more details, contact Ms. Kaniba.
And now on to the field reports.
Perhaps you're one of the many Leiden students who uses a sticker or piece of paper to cover your Chromebook's webcam, hoping for some privacy. But it's important to remember that when you're on the district's technology, there's really no such thing as privacy. And that fact is even more true with the arrival of Gaggle.
Gaggle is a safety management tool that is used to monitor students' emails and Google Drive documents for questionable content. Gaggle has a series of programs and machine learning tools that are reviewing that for questionable content. The same thing for email. Any emails that come in or out are being reviewed by Gaggle.
Whenever Gaggle receives a notification from a student's laptop device, an employee reviews the content that appears as a troubling remark. One reviewer, Mrs. Rivera, explains why Leiden has adopted this new security measure.
So they're different levels of the Gaggle. So the first level is actually a student would get an email regarding something that was inappropriate content as it related to their Google. The second level would be anything that possibly had to do with harm or bullying or drugs possibly. Then that's the second level, and that level actually comes to the building administration. The highest level, which would be a phone call, is when there is a incident of kind of an extreme incident, possibly of self-harm. So the goal of Gaggle is just to be more proactive in supporting our students and making them feel safe in the building, in and out of the building, really.
While Leiden's administrators are optimistic about Gaggle's proactivity, some students and staff have already seen how it disrupts their privacy. For example, the Poetry Slam team recently experienced a disruption during a meeting when a student's writing triggered a Gaggle alert.
I was writing about an abusive relationship that I was in, and like how I cope with things is just letting them out on the paper. And like the other student that it happened to, like with me, because I was using his thing, like everybody that was connected to his computer got alerted, and everybody figured out that, so we had to shut everything down. I was a little scared because I didn't want the school to make a whole big scene for no reason.
If Gaggle continues to intrude into spaces like these, some students are more likely to feel uncomfortable and untrusted.
It's not what we need for this school. I feel like I feel like yes, there needs to be security in order to be safety, but we're 16, 17 years old, 15, 14 years old. I'm pretty sure we are responsible enough to do, teachers can put trust in us to be responsible enough to do semi-right things.
I feel like they shouldn't check on us as much because we're letting it go, so we won't keep it all in and then act on it if something triggers us, if that makes sense.
We're slowly becoming adults.
Yeah, and we need to let it out, and we shouldn't be because what if we don't want to talk about it? That's why we're writing it.
Only time will tell if Gaggle works efficiently with the community. It may catch some meaningless situations, but it brings us one step closer to a safer district. For the Eagle Update, this is Yesenia Diaz,
Olivia Ziobro,
and Rocio Flores.
Many Leiden rooms don't have access to natural sunlight. Faculty and students express their concerns about their lack of natural spaces and sunlight at Leiden.
So none of the rooms I'm in during the day have windows. I start my day in the Access office, which has windows, but the windows don't lead out to any natural sunlight. So I am fortunate, though, being in the English department office, the Callister Center. There are some windows up there, so even in the middle of winter when there's not a whole lot of light, we can get a little light in that way. But then my classroom, I'm in the 152 area, so we don't have any windows in that area.
So I start my day in the really dark band room auditorium, which is a huge space without any windows. And after that point, only 2 of my classes have windows. And one of them being my calc classroom, the window is literally facing a wall. So I don't really get much of a view either way.
Limited sunlight intake throughout the day can leave one feeling unmotivated, uneasy, or just off.
In the school that I previously taught at, we had like floor to ceiling windows all day, and I actually didn't turn on my overhead lights most days. So to go from that to having no windows all day, I do feel it like towards February. You get a little bit like your just overall mood feels a little bit off. And then there are some days where I'll stand at the window in the stairwell and just sort of take in the light, and people often wonder what I'm doing, but it's just giving me a few minutes to look at nature, calm down a little bit, get a little bit of light.
I feel like it makes me more gloomy. If I'm ever having a bad day, I look out the window, I see the sun, it'll make me feel better, but I don't have that opportunity at school.
One of the most awaited additions to Leiden is its new courtyard.
This building is 96 years old. The building at West Leiden is about 60 years old, and they've always had a courtyard there where students can go have lunch outside, or teachers can bring classes outside. We wanted to replicate that here so the students at East had the same opportunity.
Without enough sun exposure, your serotonin levels can dip. Sunlight and darkness trigger the release of hormones in your brain.
We have a part of our brain called the SCN, which when light enters our eyes, it triggers the suppression of melatonin, so it tells us to wake up. When there's less light hitting the SCN, it tells our body to get ready for bed and go to sleep and calm down. So when you're not getting those signals in the middle of the day, it can disrupt our ability to sort of have an idea of when we should be awake, when we should be sleeping.
Being able to be outside during your day is invigorating. Just fresh air and sunlight has an impact on not only your academic performance, but also just on your mental outlook, just having that as part of your day. So if you look at this construction, for safety purposes, a lot of the walls are 6 or 8 feet high, so people walking by can't see in and see our students, but then there's all the glass above to bring in natural light all day long.
Studies have shown that it takes only about 10 minutes a day of unprotected solar exposure on a small area of skin to produce around 5,000 IU of vitamin D that is beneficial to our daily lives.
Well, I think first and foremost, our students deserve these new spaces. There haven't been great places in this building to gather. So in the morning, when you walk around, you just see pockets of students in different spots in the hallway. They've never had a large common area like this new cafeteria, just to gather and be with their friends.
Faculty and students are eager to explore their new space.
I'm really excited because the new building is full of windows, and of course we have the courtyard, so I think it'll be great to be able to eat outside and get a breath of fresh air every day.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking so forward to having the courtyard and that workspace, to even just spend 20 minutes reading or grading in the new commons area, just to get a little bit of exposure, get a little bit of that natural light. I think it's going to be super important for students so that sunlight produces, neurotransmitters in our brain that help us feel better and that are mood boosters. So it'd be amazing to run a real study and be able to figure that out. But I think kids overall will just feel a little bit of a boost during their day, knowing that they're getting all that access to natural light and nature and just having that.
Dr. Poliak gives us an estimated opening date for the courtyard.
The courtyard will be open probably later this month or in March. And so when the weather turns nice, there will be outdoor tables. And if you want to, you can have your lunch out there. If that's, I'll have to talk to Mr. Markey to see if it's going to be open in the mornings. So if that's where kids wanted to gather before school starts. But it'll function just like the courtyard does at West Leiden. When we started designing this addition, it was thinking about not only our current students, but the next generations of Leiden kids. So we said this needs to help serve the next 50 years of students who come here. We think that there's a lot of emotional and health aspects to that, but also just school pride in the aesthetics of being able to say, this is my school, this is where I go.
The idea of open spaces and natural sunlight has really been implemented in this new construction to further help our staff and students to have a more comfortable and enjoyable experience here at Leiden. This has been Olivia Gronkovich and Mauricio Hernan.
And that's all the news we have for today.
Wait, what about the cookie giveaway?
Oh, I almost forgot. The cookie giveaway. Flying Eagle, please. And the winner is Miss Pater's second period AP Computer Science class.
Enjoy your cookies and remember to spend time with your loved ones for Valentine's Day.
I'm Nick.
I'm Mauricio,
and we're signing off.